Hey everybody, it's CJ Miller. I'm in Shreveport, Louisiana, across the Red River. From me is beautiful Bossier City, Louisiana. It's a nifty little, small little metro area, small to moderate metro area. I uh, always want to extend the invitation for people to come check us out. Um, the topic of the day for me, because why not, right? Daylight savings time, and because I have this conversation a couple of times a year, right? Are we gonna, you know, are we gonna have it? We're not gonna have it, Uh, I think for unification, why not? Why not have it? And I'll tell you, initially, I think the reason was for agricultural purposes, if I'm not mistaken. It makes sense to me that people working the farmlands of America and indeed the rest of the world, those who do that, I don't know. It just seems like, yeah, you need to pay attention to how, the night and day trade off, with the sun and everything like that, you, when you have so little time as it is, uh, if you're working those farmlands and everything, it's a struggle as it is. So why not maximize your time in doing that? And let's not forget that those farmlands are they feed the country, and through trade, a large part of the world. Uh, when we consider that most of the country, as I know it, even though most of the people may gravitate towards city, big dense populations, I don't know, and that's why uh, not to get political, but that's why the electoral college versus the popular vote, because it's kind of like I don't know, but I guess it's to give areas of country that are less populated but heavily contributing to the country. It's whatever. Anyway, I think the one thing they do is I think it was meant to simplify, but I think the one thing that they do wrong, and I don't mean to be political, but I feel like yes, they could use the electoral college, but I think if there's a uh, difference between the popular vote and the electoral college vote, I think they should go with the popular vote instead of the electoral vote. That's the only uh, thing I would like to see different as far as that goes. Other than that, I pretty much can roll with it. Okay, so but daylight savings time, that's the topic, and the benefits of it to farmland, agricultural, more rural areas where people really depend on, and they need to keep that schedule with the sunlight, because it really does matter. It's good. It's a better time uh, of the day to plant, water, seed. I'll take care of those kind of things. There are certain times of the day that it's more beneficial to do those things versus uh, other times. And seasons matter too, and also the various crops and everything. But so that's one of the reasons why. So I don't necessarily know, for the convenience of the people that live inner city, I don't know if doing away with daylight savings time is an issue. It's people talk about it, and I kind of like really don't really weigh that much in on the conversation in my social life, because yeah, I mean, whatever. Why take a topical bit and turn it into a you know pleasant dispute as it is. I have I'm not a person of uh, great means, financial means, or anything like that, but I do have a wealth of really good people, by the way, in my life, and one of those is my sister, and I may have talked about it. I went to the Battle of the Gumbo Gladiators, and I love this gumbo yaya, which we also call chicken and sausage gumbo, uh, on a grander scale. You know, if gumbo yaya was a brand, then chicken and sausage would be the generic form of it. But yeah, and you can vary that recipe up. And then there's the uh, seafood gumbo, which is sort of akin to bouillabaisse, which is a fish soup. Uh, but in Louisiana, it's seafood, and all bets are off. There's a lot of shrimp, uh, and I can't do the seafood because I'm allergic to shrimp. I never know when I'm going to react to shrimp. Sometimes I won't, and sometimes I will. And usually, when I do, it's almost a violent reaction. You know, like shortness of breath, watery eyes, uh, nose bubbles, and everything. Is gross. It's not pretty. So I try to like avoid that shrimp. You know. Oh my god. I enjoy daylight savings time in the spring because I get to start my calorie and carb count 1 hour earlier. So right around midnight, I get to have chicken wings. Hey, still doing great things with my health, the diet, and everything like that. That's working. So that's kind of cool. And yeah, I just wanted to like talk. I haven't done a video, I don't think. Maybe I did a little video about the Gumbo Gladiators yesterday, but I don't think I've done anything. Yeah, pretty soon I'll get back into the painting. I gave myself some time away from the painting that I was doing, and but that particular part of it, that particular phase of it, is nearly over. There's a little bit. I'm looking at it across the room, so it's like I'm squinting over there. So yeah, there's some more buildings that I need to paint in the far off distance to kind of like really fill it in, and then but that won't take too much, and then it's on to the second phase because this is at least a you know, this is particularly it's going to be a dimensional study, what's in the far off versus what's in the foreground. You know, so you like how I did that? That's my theater training. I relate perception to you, the viewer, from your perception, far off to the foreground, instead of the foreground to far off. And if I were to specify far off from my point of view, it would be in the foreground for you. That is why when I gesture to the left, for you, it is uh, stage right. It's a mirror image kind of thing, I guess. I don't know. The only thing that makes sense is center stage, which is center stage. Okay, regardless of perception, all the world's a stage. We're all just playing parts. I love you guys. Love and light. Peace. Good night.